The concept of classes and objects is one of the main fundamentals of learning Java. We learn Java only to learn OOPS, and if we don't know OOPS, then it will be very difficult for us to cope up with the coding environment. So first of all, what is a class? A class is a blueprint for creating an object. And what is an object? An object is an instance of the class. Now all these terms might seem very difficult or might go out of your head right now, but as we will move forward, we will learn more about them. Now I said OOPS. Now OOPS means object oriented programming. So object oriented programming maps real life entities into programming concept. So when we try to mean certain things in real life and we try to uh, take them in the coding world or programming world as well, then we use the concept of OOPS. For example, I created a class for a car. Now a car is a real life entity. Now a car has various properties like brakes, engine, uh, it has other properties like a speedometer, etc. So these can be also put in a coding kind of format. So we will create a class for that. So a class for a car can be created and we will give the data members for that particular uh, class, as maybe it's the thing which is shown on the speedometer, its average speed, etc., can be put as data members for the car, its color, or its name, the name of the model of the car. These can be put as data members for the class car. Now, as soon as I create an object for that class, an object means an instance of that class. So for example, I have a class car and there I have written certain things like the name of the car, the color of the car, the average speed of that car, etc. Now I created a car, maybe a particular model of a car named XYZ. For example, I'm not naming any particular brand right now or a particular car right now. A car named XYZ is being shown. So that particular car has a color, maybe red, a red colored car, and then that particular car can have an average speed of maybe anything this much kilometer per hour, for example, and that particular car has a particular brand as well. Okay, so this particular car which I am naming, that will be the instance for that class car. Similarly, here I have a class 1 where the data members are int A and int B. So these are the data members. We call them data members. And right now I don't have any function or any member function over here. So as soon as I create an object of that particular class, so this is the way we create an object. We will write the name of the class 1. The name of the class for my class is 1. So ONE1. Then obj is the reference variable, and then new one, this is the default constructor. When we do not create any constructor, there is automatically means our default constructor is being automatically created. Now we will try to print the values of a and b for this particular object. So obj.a comma obj.b, so these will be default initialized values. Since these are integer in this case, so they will have 0 as their default values. Okay, now I can also have parameterized constructor. Or what is a constructor? First of all, a constructor is used to initialize a class, means an object of the class, but we will learn about them in more details later. As of now, you can think of it as something which initializes an object. Actually, it initializes these values. Okay, so there are four basic concepts for OOPS. The first is abstraction. Abstraction means hiding internal complex details and show only the necessary things to the users. We will hide the internal complex details, like how the engine of the car works. That is not a very necessary information for the user. Not everyone knows the physics behind how an engine works or something like that. So that is a complex detail which is not necessary for a particular driver or a particular user. We can drive a car even without understanding how the engine works, how the physics behind that goes behind the scene. So that is not necessary. So only the things which are necessary for the user, like how to use the steering wheel, how to put the brake, these things should be known to the user. So these details will only be shown because these are the necessary things. How the engine works or how the axle of the wheel works, these things are unnecessary, so we will hide those information. So this is known as abstraction. Next comes encapsulation. Encapsulation, you will see there's a word capsule inside this particular term, encapsulation. Encapsulation means put everything into a capsule, be it data members or member functions. We will put everything inside that class. So this class can hold both data members as well as member functions, which we will see later what are member functions. Next we have okay, encapsulation also promotes this data hiding concept, the same concept as I said in case of abstraction: hide unnecessary details and show only necessary things to the user. Next we have polymorphism. Polymorphism means same name but different forms. You have come across this phrase in chemistry as well, like uh, coal can be diamond, I mean carbon can be both coal as well as diamond. Both are forms of carbon, so there are different forms for the same element carbon. Similarly, in OOPS concept also we will come to know about polymorphism, where we will see same name but different forms, and we will see that see this in detail, in more detail later. And there are two types of polymorphism: runtime polymorphism and compile time polymorphism. We will see all these things in details later. And then we have inheritance. Inheritance means inherit properties from parent class to child class. So if this is a class and I want to inherit the properties of this class into another class, which will be a child class for this particular class, we can inherit those properties. We will also see this in more detail later. So this was the very fundamental kind of talk about what is a class, what is an object. I haven't uh, discussed the topics in a detailed manner, but we will see these topics in more details later.